Uh, some of you were asking about Clayton's condensation once again, what was happening, and there were some doubts. So I thought maybe we can take up Clayton's condensation once again and we can go ahead. See what's happening in Clayton's condensation. When we take esters, just like aldol condensation for aldehydes and ketones, the same thing would happen for esters here. So 2 moles of esters would form an aldol type of a formation here. See how the mechanism is driven. We will be taking a strong base like ETO minus and it will extract the proton. It will extract the proton from here, making an enolate form. So this enolate form will attack on the C double bond form of the second mole, right? And you would get this. Okay. So from there, once you have here, right? So after hydrolysis, you will get this as OH. So after closing the bond here, so we will get this as C double bond O. Okay. Once you get C double bond O, you can see here uh, ETO minus, which is strong base. And now I have a methylene group here. So ETO minus can further attack on CH2 because methylene is even more acidic as compared to that of simple methyl group here, right? So ETO minus will further react with H plus and brings to this. Got it? And from here, so basically you can see that up here, I will just show direction, yeah, to here. So once you get here, ETO minus is extracting that hydrogen once again. In fact, this will help to make sure the reaction goes into the forward direction. Reason is this methylene is most acidic. So ETO minus can extract the proton at a much faster rate. All right. So which means more acidic H plus. So the reaction will move more in the forward direction. So once it gets to this anion formation, then we'll do the hydrolysis, acidic hydrolysis to get the final product. Okay. So that's how we will end up getting the final product. Got it. So in the question usually you would have ETO minus and H plus both mentioned. ETO minus is going to help to bring the reaction up to this point, and then on hydrolysis you will get to the formation of this beta keto ester. So the final product is beta keto ester formation. Now here the problem is this ETO minus is helping this reaction to go forward direction. Suppose if the hydrogen is not present here, then ETO minus may attack on the carbon again and make the reaction backwards because it is a good nucleophile also. So it may attack back and make the reaction backwards. So one thing you need to note is that at least if you have 2 alpha hydrogens, right, to initiate with, here if you have at least 2 alpha hydrogens, one alpha hydrogen at least will be present here. So ETO minus will extract proton rather than attacking as a nucleophile. So this ETO minus does not attack here. ETO minus will extract the proton only and make the reaction to extend into the forward direction. Okay. Suppose if there is only one alpha hydrogen to start with, okay, two problems will come. One, the reaction might go backward with ETO minus. Second, it might become very bulky also. Got it? So in that case, we have to either use very strong bases or bases which will completely come out of the solution as some gas like H2, like H minus or PH3C minus, NH2 minus. These bases if we use, then it will be useful if you have only one alpha hydrogen. Okay, let me show you with an example. For instance, if you check out, there is only one alpha hydrogen here. So if at all I'm using ETO minus, first step will happen. Proton can be extracted. Second step is difficult because of bulkiness. Even let's say it has overcome the bulkiness and attacked the C double bond O carbon. Whatever the product that has formed, suppose if this is the product that it has formed, we will have CHCO minus, got it, with uh, OET, and this CH connected, this CME ME got connected, C double bond OOT. This is what has got. Now if you see, there are no alpha hydrogens left over because this will close as a double bond and removes this group. Now ETO minus does not have any OH minus to proceed the reaction, does not have any protic hydrogen here to proceed the reaction to forward direction. So ETO minus again has to attack here and may shift the reaction backwards. Alright. So that's why the amount of product which you'll get is very, very less. Okay. So we can say that with ETO minus, we will not see this condensation reaction happening when you have only one alpha hydrogen. If you have two alpha hydrogen, definitely you will see some amount forming on the forward direction. So what are the types of bases which we will take? We will take these type of bases to avoid that problem. For instance, if we take PH3C minus, PH3C minus will extract this proton, makes this C minus. Although it is bulky, at least we'll get 5 to 10% of product here. So this C minus will attack here. Once you get this, now it has formed a stable molecule. This molecule does not have any electrons to attack back on C double bond over here. Got it? So that's why you would see this backward reaction doesn't take place and you'll end up as this product. Right? So just be careful with that. When to use ETO minus, when not to use ETO minus. Okay. ETO minus, OH minus are not suggested if you have only one alpha hydrogen. Rather, we will be using these bases. Okay. Extension of Clason's condensation is called Deichmann's condensation. Now, when it comes to Deichmann's condensation, it's just the cyclization of the same group. So, which is more like an intramolecular, what we have discussed. So, intramolecular, how does this happen? Same thing. This minus CH2 minus will attack on C double bond O, leaving this OET. Rest will be a 5-membered ring. Rest will be a 5-membered ring with double bond O and COOAT. Just like in aldol, here also 5 to 6-membered rings are more feasible. Okay. So this intramolecular Clason condensation is called Deichmann's condensation. Some students have a doubt like, sir, how is this condensation? See, condensation does not mean only water coming. Any molecule, right? Ethanol, methanol, water, ammonia, anything that comes out of the molecule and decreases the overall molar mass, that is called condensation. Okay, so these are all condensation reactions only. See for an example here. This is also an intramolecular condensation, Deichmann's condensation. We have an ester on this side, one ester on this side, and this is the alpha carbon. So from here, it will attack onto this, removing this OET. So you would get this product, right? Suppose if you hydrolyze this further, got it? Sometimes again an arrow is being mentioned. This reaction first would happen with ETO minus, right? And then again an arrow is being mentioned and showed that H3O plus is forming. Then we will get this as beta keto acid. That on further heating, you know that beta keto acids, CO2 will be relieved out of it. Okay, decarboxylation will happen and you'll get that respective ketone. This is the example which you can go through. Okay. Now, this is what something we have discussed. So I think you guys could revise it once. Most of the terms today are only the repetitions, correct? Whatever we have discussed yesterday or before that. See, next is acyloin condensation. Just like benzoin condensation, this is acyloin condensation. We used to have a similar condensation in the case of benzene, right? So we used to call it as benzoin condensation. How does acyloin condensation happen? It is in an alkyl group. So if we have an ester, react that with sodium. Xylene is to dissolve this ester. So in presence of xylene with sodium, you will get this alpha hydroxy ketone, right? So the product you are getting is alpha hydroxy ketones. See how the procedure, how the mechanism is observed here. first sodium will release electrons into the solution, and those electrons will attack on the carbon, and oxygen will take its electrons. So we will have a radical form on carbon. Just like if you remember magnesium in mercury, right? Amalgamated magnesium, when we reacted with ketones, there also we got a coupling product. So same is the case here also. This radical and this radical will terminate with each other, and we will get this product, right? CO minus, O minus, here OR dash and OR dash. Okay, and this will close as double bond. Leaving group will leave from here, right? So you will get alpha diketones. Right, so we can see this as alpha diketones. Again, sodium will release electrons into the system. So one electron will move here, one electron will move here, right? And these electrons will rearrange towards oxygen. Again, there is a dot internally here, right? So there is one dot here, one dot here. Both will terminate to form a double bond. Okay. Then on hydrolysis, right, we'll get OH and OH here. You can see it is an enol form. Any of the side we can get ketones. Alright, if these are not symmetrical, you'll get two ketones. Alright, so we will have alpha hydroxy keto forms. This is called acyl-ON condensation. Okay. So once an example that was asked is this one, correct? So in case if you are not using base, just adding sodium to that. So instead of Dykman's condensation, right, what we can expect is the acyl-ON condensation. See, how does this happen now? Same thing here also, we will get a dot here. Imagine we'll get a dot here, correct? So that will get terminated. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6-membered ring. So it will form a 6-membered ring here with C double bond O alpha diketones. Again, if you keep on adding electrons, we'll get alpha hydroxy ketones. So this is how the reaction proceeds. We call it as acyl-ON condensation. Next one is Michael's addition, which we have done already in aldehydes or ketones. Check it out. Basically, when you have an conjugated, carbonyl compounds, suppose C double bond C with conjugation with C double bond O, and we treat that with, an active methylene. So this is an active methylene group. Basically, the ETO minus, the base will extract the proton from the active methylene and makes it a nucleophile. And this nucleophile will attack on the 1,4 position, which means on the conjugated position. So therefore, this will become a conjugated addition. Okay. Now, there were a few students asking like why not it is going for 1,2 addition. Correct. See, if the nucleophile is not very strong, you see this C minus would be strongly withdrawing by the groups here. So this cannot attack on 1,2. Very strong nucleophiles will only go for kinetic product. Otherwise, all of them will go for thermodynamic product here. So CH2 minus will attack here, right? See the mechanism now. The CH2 minus will attack here. This pi bond will shift here, and here we'll get O minus. So we will get this one. And on hydrolysis, we will get an enol form here, and that enol will convert into keto form. So this will be the final product. Okay. This is called the conjugate addition or the Michael's addition. Now it is not just only for esters. These groups could be anything, which means if you have CH2 with any Z here, where Z could be any strong withdrawing like CN, NO2, CnNO2, COET, okay, COCl, correct. So all of these groups can be present. We need a strong base to, remove that proton from here, and then it will attack onto the conjugated position. So this is Michael's addition. Okay. It's pretty much simple. We have done this before, so just recall it. Like I said, these are all the today's session is mostly about trying to recall what you have done. Okay. Now, Amides in generally, okay, this is the next derivative of acid. Amides generally are less reactive, so you won't see many reactions for amides. Let us see through IUPAC once. Or benzene, if you have C double bond to NH2, we call it as benzamide. If there is any methyl group present on nitrogen, we always designate that with N. So it would be N-methyl benzamide. If you have two methyls here, one methyl at this para position, you call it as N,N,4 trimethyl benzamide. In case if amide is connected on both the sides, so it is like a diamine, then you call it as imide. So this will become phthalic and phthalic acid with an amide will become phthalic imide. So phthalimide. If it is C double bond NH2, it is formamide. Suppose in case if you have it in a cyclo alkyl groups with C double bond O NH2, then the terminology is slightly different. This is called carboxamide. Got it? The numbering would start from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this carbon is not getting that numbering. So it is represented as carbox. So cyclopentane carboxamide. The common name for this, where you have an acetyl group added to an aniline. So it is an acetyl combined with aniline. So it will become acetanilide. Okay. So these are few names useful, during problem solving. So get to know this. Yeah. You can write the notes at the end. So I'm just going through all the concepts first, and then we can come back. Right. Now see the preparation reactions for amides. Amides can be simply prepared by any ammonia derivative here. So if you react with acids, right, all ammonia derivatives will give their respective amides. Okay. So if you do not have any alkyl substituted here, we call it as primary amide, secondary and tertiary amide. Just like amines, these are also functional groups of each other. Okay. Next. If we take acid chlorides and add it with ammonia, this process we call it as ammonolysis. So by ammonolysis also we will see ammonia amides can be formed. Same ammonolysis can be done with esters also. Same can be done with anhydride also and esters also. Got it? So if we treat that with NH3, if we treat that with RNH2, we'll get an alkyl substituted amide. That's all. Okay. See how it is happening with ketene. With ketene, ammonia would attack on carbon here. This bond will shift as minus. That C minus will extract the proton from here, and we will get this as RCH2 double bond NH2. Cyanides. With cyanides or nitriles, we have seen that if we hydrolyze completely, they will go up to acids. But if we have it at one equivalent only, you can see I have used only one equivalent. In case of one equivalent, we can say that it will end up at amides. If you recall, we have done the mechanism that cyanide hydrolysis, whether it is in acidic medium or basic medium, it will form an intermediate which is amide. We can isolate it here itself by controlling the number of water molecules, right? And we'll get the respective amide. So this is the method by which amides can be prepared. Now, amides by structure, if you see that, got it? It has been observed that at the amine it is always planar, which shows that nitrogen will have sp2 hybridized orbital here, which means this lone pair is not available, most of the time. So it would be in resonance with double bond O and it would appear this way. Okay. So I can say these two are the canonicals of amide. And pKa value, because now nitrogen has positive charge on it, so which means these hydrogens would become quite acidic. So pK value is 17, which is very much close to water. Got it? So it would have a similar behavior like water, which means it will have more neutral property or amphoteric properties. Okay. So and it is insoluble NaOH because it is slightly less acidic than water. Right? Check it out. Amides are amphoteric. Got it? It can showcase both acidic nature as well as basic nature. Its acidic nature is shown here because nitrogen's lone pair is involved in resonance. It got this positive charge and it is easy to extract this proton. At the same time, it has a lone pair present on it, so it can show its basic character. Okay, but usually we don't see lone pair directly connects here. Got it? Because both these resonance forms, if you check it out, although it appears very neutral, okay, we will see nitrogen's hybridization is always sp2, so majority of the product would be in this form. Okay, so hence instead of lone pair attacking the proton, it is the oxygen which attacks the proton, and you would have this form more. So protonation, whenever you do for amides, do not do it at lone pair of nitrogen. It is always from the oxygen end. So you'll get this. Okay. So basically it is showcasing both acidic and basic properties here. See how it is. Suppose if we think our COH to be added with HCl, while this is being acid, this will act like a base now and forms a salt here. R C double bond NH2 dot HCl. Dot HCl as in this will form R C double bond O NH3 plus and Cl minus like this. Okay. But like I said, it's difficult to show proton on ammonia here. So that's why usually always it is shown as dot. Acid. How does it act like an acid? Because it has this protic hydrogens. If you treat that with sodium, it will give sodium metal test. So it means it will it will release hydrogen gas and becomes a salt, NH minus and Na plus. Same it can showcase that with CH3 MgBr also. So CH3 minus will extract the proton and it will become this salt form and releases CH4. Okay. So it is showcasing both acidic as well as basic properties. Right. Now see what are the physical properties of these amides. First, we have seen that all the atoms, especially when it comes to form amide, because there is hydrogen is directly connected to carbon only. So even all these atoms would be in the same plane, right? And which brings to the fact that because we have CO minus double bond NH and quite a bit of planarity has been observed here with positive and negative charge. So it can extend hydrogen bonding from oxygen and other two hydrogens also. Got it? So a strong hydrogen bonding is established throughout the molecule. Okay, and planarity helps to even form the hydrogen bonding better. Right. So if you consider the boiling point of all the acid derivatives, amides will have the highest boiling point. Okay, I'll show you here. If you compare a similar molar mass, right, you can see amides will be more. No, okay. The only difference here is anhydrate cannot exist as a similar molar mass, right? So if you take acetate, it will be 2 times more than that of, although this does not have any hydrogen bonding, the molar mass will be dominant for anhydrates always. So anhydrate would be more than that of acid, then esters, then acid chlorides. This is how the boiling point would be. If you see the reactivity, this reactivity is towards SNTD, which means if any nucleophile is approaching, which one will be most reactive? CH3C double bond OCl will be most reactive because that will have more active carbon. So you can see C double bond OCl. Although lone pair may be giving resonance with this with plus M effect, the minus I effect of chlorine is more, because of which carbon's delta positive will be quite high. So the attack of nucleophile will be better on CH3 C double bond OCl. So its reactivity will be better than anhydride. Anhydride problem is it will have cross conjugation. Oxygen will give conjugation on both the sides. So CH3 C double bond O OC double bond O. So it will give resonance stabilization here as well as this side. That's why it is more reactive for nucleophiles to approach. Then acids, okay, like water is attacking or ROH is attacking, esterification is happening. Then esters are quite stable. Amides are very stable, so they do not usually go for any nucleophilic substitution addition that easily. Okay. So if you see reactivity would be this way. Okay. This has been asked in JEE mains a lot of times, students. So please remember the order properly. Okay, SNTD reaction. Now suppose during SNTD, normally we see that group will leave. Okay, first and tetrahedral complex is formed. O minus will close the bond and Cl will leave, OAC will leave, OH minus will leave, OET will leave, NH2 minus will leave. So if you see the leaving character of all of this, then you can observe that Cl is better leaving group than this, than this, than this. Okay. O minus, which is if at all I have to write the reactivity further, CH3 C double bond O minus. This is the worst. You will hardly see any nucleophilic additions on this. So removal of O minus as O2 minus is very difficult. Okay. I guess this point is clear. Right. Now let us see about chemical reactions in amides. First, we'll start with hydrolysis. If we add water, see, we know that all the acid derivatives on hydrolysis must give acids. So we will get this as RCOOH plus NH4 plus. If it is in acidic medium, NH3 will become NH4 plus. If it is in basic medium, right? Not written basic medium, no, written, sorry. RCOOH plus R dash NH3 plus. Okay. Next, in basic medium, we will have the salt formation RCO minus Na plus, and this will relieve as ammonia. Here also we will have RCOO minus Na plus RNH R dash R dash. These are the product formations. Okay, this is done by hydrolysis. Now, I hope that there was no issue here. Just the hydrolysis, as in you break the bond, make this as an acid, this as an amine. That's all. Okay. Reaction with HNO2. HNO2 will always give us an electrophile and double bond O plus. Okay. This is what happens. And here we will see that it would form R C double bond O. Okay. Because when you have this N double this lone pair connecting with N double bond O here, correct? Afterwards, you would see this N2 will be forming and we will remove that. So we will get this as RC double bond OH and N2 will be coming out of it. I'll just briefly show you once. RC double bond O. Imagine as if we have H, N double bond O with plus. So this proton will come here. So we'll get this as R C double bond O NH N double bond OH plus. As it takes this electron, lone pair will be supported here. So imagine this happening 2 times. OH2 will come out, N triple bond N will be present. And then on hydrolysis, water will attack here. N2 plus is a good leaving group that will leave and you will get acids. Okay. Dehydration step. See, amides in the presence of strong dehydrating agents like P4O10 or for that matter SOCl2 also, they will remove water and becomes cyanides, nitrites. Okay. Next, reduction steps. In which cases reduction will take place? See, if you treat H2 nickel, reaction doesn't take place for amides that easily. Same is the case with sodium boron hydrate. But if you use this catalyst, you remember this catalyst is usually used for acids, esters as well as amides. In this case, it will become CH2, NH2, reduce completely to become primary amine. Lithium aluminum hydride, we have learned this before. This will also become primary amine. Bowold-Blank reduction, sodium in ethanol or alcohol, that will also give this reaction. Okay. And B2H6 is a specialist for acids and amides. This will also give the reduction reactions. Okay. Next, you see, in case if you have a substituted form, then the same products CH2, NH, R dash. Here CH2, N, R2 dash. Here CH2, N, R2 dash. And here we have cyclic form with NH and this one. Okay. So these are the product formations which we can observe. Right. So reductions, like I said, amides don't have many reactions. Main reactions is lithium aluminum hydride and B2S6. These are the most used for reduction. Okay. Now we'll see acylation. How the acylation happens on amides. All right. Same thing, lone pair present on amides here will attack on C double bond O, Cl minus will leave, and we will get this RC double bond O, NH C double bond. With NH, if we have both C double bond O on both the sides, we call it as imides. So you will form imides in this. Okay. So amides doesn't have many reactions. These are the only reactions we have. One reaction, again, it's a repetition. We have learned in the last class what is Hofmann bromamide degradation or Hofmann rearrangement, Hofmann degradation, any of the name is fine. See the overall reaction. This overall reaction also has been asked in JEE Advanced directly, and they asked how many moles of NaOH are used. Got it? So this was just recently in 2017. How many moles of NaOH are used during this? So this kind of overall reaction questions also have been asked. So just check it out. Amides, when you treat that with Br2 in the presence of NaOH, we will have a step down reaction. C double bond O will be lost, R NH2 will get connected. So that's how we'll get primary amines here. Okay. And the lost out CO2 will convert as Na2CO3. All bromine will become NaBr, and water will come out of that. If you just recall the mechanism, told you that OH minus will first extract this proton from amide, and we will have this C double bond O minus NH, and then this pi will attack here, removing this bromine. We will get N bromo amide here. Okay. Once you have N bromo amide, OH minus can again attack on H plus, removing out that H plus and get this N minus charge on it. So once you get N minus charge, we have been discussing this, that if there is any withdrawing group and here this function has minus, then alkyl group will shift. This is called Wolff rearrangement. So we will see Wolff rearrangement taking place here, where this R will shift on to nitrogen. This pi will, this lone pair will become double bond, right? In all the mechanisms, Wolff rearrangement is always going to be the slow step, whether it is Curtius, Lawson's, Schmidt, Hofmann bromamide degradation. In all of these cases, you will see Wolff rearrangement is always the slow step. So as this happens, we will get isocyanate. We get isocyanate formation. If you see the transition state here, this is how the transition state is appearing to be. Okay. Now, one important thing to note in the transition state. So because this R minus has to carry electrons towards nitrogen. Okay. So it has to carry electrons and give towards nitrogen. Any donating groups will always help for better migration. Withdrawing groups, not so much. Okay, we will see that as an example now. Now, once you get an isocyanate, what would happen? We have still a base left here. So OH minus will attack on this carbon and we will get this as N minus. Got it? Or I'll just write it in the next step. So first we'll have OH here. Got it? And as you get that, this will become O minus. That O minus will extract that proton and we will get this OH and OH. This can tautomerize to form RNH C double bond O OH. And again, OH minus can extract this proton. It will become O minus. And this O minus can give a double bond here. And NH2 lone pair from here can extract the proton, right? Either from solvent or from here. It doesn't matter where it comes from. So we'll get this as RNH2 plus CO2 will be forming and RNH2 will come out. So primary amine and carbon dioxide will come. So whatever carbon dioxide that has come, we will react with base and we will get that as Na2CO3. So that's how the primary amines are formed. What are the important pointers from Hoffman bromamide? Check it out. This mechanism is strictly intramolecular. You will see this rearrangement which has happened is happened within the molecule. So there is no bond breakage in multiple steps. It's a concerted step. So even if there is a mixture of amides, they will happen internally. There won't be any cross products happening. Okay. Again, this was also a question asked in JEE directly. Check out the same question. I mean, different products, different reactants I took. So CONH2, CH3CONH2, see this group with a chiral center here, right? All of these are in a mixture. Okay, these are mixture of amides treated with bromine and NaOH. The products you will get is only self, which is NH2 and CH3NH2 and NH2, which is R1, R2 and H. These are the products you would get. Okay. And if you see during the migration also, because it is a concerted step, it is breaking from here and making a bond here. So in case if it was a chiral center with having some configuration, that configuration will be retained. Correct. So therefore we can say the migrating group, if it is a chiral center, its configuration is going to be retained. For instance, if we have C double bond O NH2, it's a step down reaction, remove that CO and just attach NH2. Since the configuration is retained, we'll get this as the product. Anyone has a doubt? Mic is on. Check this. Same is the case in the next one. Remove this CO, step down reaction, attach that with NH2. Do not change any other configuration. Right. Okay. Next, in case if the migration involves any alkyl aryl groups, right? It depends upon whether they are electron deficient or electron releasing. So in case if you have electron deficient groups like nitrogen, their reactivity would be less. If we have electron releasing groups, their reactivity would be more. So in case if you have to compare all of this reactivity, this one will be better. OMe is a better donating group as compared to that of methyl, then only phenyl with NO2, with Cl and then NO2, right? So therefore the order would be 3 greater than 4, then 5, then 1, 1, yeah, 1, correct. So 1 and 2. This would be the reactivity. Okay. Now another form is, experimentally it has been observed that there is no nitrene formation. This also I have told you the other day. Like if you have RC double bond O, N minus Br is present. It's not like Br first initially leave and then a nitrene is formed here. Okay. And then the migration will take place. This is not seen. The migration is not happening like that. Okay. Next. If you see the reactions here, suppose if you had initially deuteriums, correct? OH minus will take away the D two times, right? Two times it is taking away. And solvent is the one, whatever the protons in the solvent is the one which gets connected eventually. Okay. See the mechanism here. Let me show that once again. Here, if you see, these OH minus are from the solvent, correct? So those are the ones which will eventually come here. Alright, like sorry, water. We check out this water. So OH here, right? You can see this is coming from solvent. Same thing, this hydrogen will come from solvent. So whatever that is present in the solvent, that will be the final product. So you may start with deuterium here, alright? So don't just simply remove CO and add ND2. Just check out the solvent also. So if it is H2O, the product will be NH2. Okay. If it is NOOD, this is D2O, sorry. NaOD and D2O, then the product now will be ND2. You may be starting with NH2. Lastly, Hoffman bromomide degradation reaction, especially for primary amides only. If you have secondary amides, reaction won't happen. So, I mean, it will happen, but it will not have this migration and will not see those steps. So only acid-base reactions will take place. Okay. So what we will see that here, first, this is a primary amide. So yes, this reaction will take place. Secondary amide, not so much. Tertiary amide, which means third degree amide, not so much. This will definitely happen because migration, during the migration, there is no carb anion or cation forming. It is just an internal single step reaction. So this bond will completely migrate here. This is already in the form of a N-bromoamide. So this will definitely give. So sometimes instead of directly starting with amide, you might be giving with N-bromo. So even this will give the positive. This is also asked in JEE. So remember. So you can see Hoffman bromomide is the only case where a lot of questions would come. So I covered all the cases what is to be required from this. Okay. Revise.
Formamide.
Yes, Vita.
Formamide. Will it give this?
Formamide will also make it. You have NH2. Yeah. So hydride.
Ammonia will be made.
Yeah. Okay. You won't get amines. Got it.
Okay.
Next, let us see the third derivative, acid chlorides. Okay. Acid chloride is complete repetition because we have been seeing the same acid reactions again and again. Check out acids, esters, and hydrates. All of them, if you treat with PCl3, SOCl2, PCl5, they will go exactly similar reactions how they happen in alcohols. Okay. Just to brief you on that, I'll just show you one of them. So we have C double bond O, O R dash, imagine. So the lone pair will first attack on PCl5 here, Cl minus will leave. Okay. Once you get that, again oxygen will make one more double bond here. Then Cl minus will attack here, removing out this group. Got it? So basically, we will have this Cl. Sorry, mistake here. We write completely. P Cl this way, lone pair attacking here, Cl minus will leave. So we'll have R, C double bond O, P, Cl 4 plus and O R dash Cl minus. Okay, right. Now this bond will be moving from moving towards this as double bond O here. I mean pi bond will shift onto this oxygen and Cl will attack here. So we'll get this as R C O P Cl4 Cl and O R dash. Okay. Now this time lone pair as Then the lone pair from here will attack here, removing this. So we'll get this as R C O minus OR with PCl4 plus minus with Cl. This will close as a double bond. This bond will be left. So basically we will have RC double bond O Cl formation in all of these cases. Okay. We have done a similar type of mechanism for alcohols also. So PCl5, PCl3, SOCl2, all of them will give you acid chlorides. Now, in case of HCOOH, we will see HC double bond O Cl formation first, but this is an unstable form. Okay, it will go for an alpha elimination. Okay, alpha elimination, which means this Cl will take away this H plus and it will become HCl and CO. Got it? So although the reaction might take place, it is an unstable form. Okay. Next, we can see ketenes. So if you react that with ketenes also, we will have R CH2 C double bond O plus and Cl minus will attack on that. So we will have this as R CH2 C double bond O Cl formation. Okay. Next, CH3OH PCl5. Okay, I just repeated that. CH3COCl. Yeah. And CH3CO minus in the presence of POCl3. Here also we will have this as CH3 C double bond O Cl. Okay. And one chlorine which has shifted here. This other chlorine will go away with phosphorus. Right. Eventually we would have this as PO3 3 minus here. Okay. With PCl5 anhydrate, we will get acid chlorides CH3COCl. Here with amides, this is important. With amides, we will see dehydration more favored for it here. So it will undergo dehydration to give RC triple bond N H2. Okay, so dehydration is more favored. So these are the preparations of acid chloride reactions. Next, see acid anhydride. How acid anhydrides are prepared and what are their reactions? Mainly, acid anhydrate is formed, just by dehydration of acids. So we don't have to specifically go for any reactions there. So we will just see the chemical reactions of anhydride. Before that, I mentioned a point before also, like if you take an acid and its respective anhydride, its anhydrate would be more, anhydrate will have more boiling point because of the molecular weight, although it may not have hydrogen bond. Okay. Next, if we take anhydrides and treat with all of this, you can see the anhydride will break into its respective acid and the other form. So first case we'll have RC double bond O COOH. Next, both the molecules here, so which means R C double bond O O C double bond OR. Even this side of the form, this side of the form, both will convert into RC double bond O NH2 in case of ammonia. In case of primary amines, R substituted. Alcohols, if you react, you will get esterification on both the cases. So you'll get RCOO R dash. PCl5, both of them will become RCOCl. If you treat that with lithium aluminum hydride, both of them will become alcohols. Okay. And you know that in the presence benzene, if you treat with anhydrate in the presence of AlCl3, Friedel-Crafts acylation will take place. Okay. Overall, if you check out SNTD reactions, right, we just discussed that RCOCl, anhydride, ester, amide, and RCO minus is the worst, that will have least reactivity. Okay. So these are the reactions which you have it for carboxylic acids. Reaction wise, that's all you need to have it. Correct. So out of this, if you ask me, just make a note of these two. Claisens, you have done it. Dykman's condensation, Acylone condensation. Make a note from here now. Don't worry about the IUPAC names and all, preparations and all of this. Just you can write it down later. Come to this. Hoffman bromide. Please write this. Practice this. I suggest all of you write and practice. This is an important part. Yes, Tarun, theory is completed. Okay. There is no more theory in this chapter. I've made a short notes on this. I will share you after the session. Okay. So before the exam, just go through the short notes of all the name reactions at once. Next, these are all the cases. You can note it down later. Got it? Now, acid chlorides and anhydrides are the same reactions. Now let us start working on the assignment which I gave you. Okay. I'll do few questions. Rest of them you can complete that. Okay. If you have a printout, work it on the printout. The students who are not able to carry the printout, just check out these questions here itself, note it down, and keep trying now. Wherever you need any reaction support, I will help you, but practice right away. You won't get time after this. See, the first question. With KMNO4, we know that we will get benzoic acid. So first we'll get benzoic acid here. With SOCl2, we'll get acid chlorides. We'll get COCl. With CH2N2, acid chlorides, CH2N2 with Ag2O and heat. Remember, all of this is a one-step react, and all of this includes one reaction. Ernst reaction. Instead Ernst reaction. So Ernst-Einstein reaction, which is telling us that the product would be insertion of that CH2 inside. Yeah. So we will get this as CH2, C double bond O, OH. Ernst-Einstein reaction, where we take an acid chloride react that with diazomethane in the presence of Ag2O heat and then hydrolyze to get RCH2 C double bond O OH. Alright, mechanism is not there in syllabus. Even if you do not know the mechanism, it's absolutely okay. Just remember the reaction. Okay. Same is the case next one also. Correct. You can see here first SOCl2, this methyl will remain, we'll get COCl, and rest all is that Ernst-Einstein reaction only. So final product would be this with CH2 COOH. Okay. It's a lot of disturbance coming. Next. See the third question. On heating, you just have to check out the position. This is first one, beta keto acid. So definitely this will come out as carbon dioxide. Beta carboxy acid, malonic forms. This will also come out So final product would be double bond O COOH plus 2 moles of CO2. Keep walking. Next. Next, check this. We have cyanide here, uh, ester here. Both on hydrolysis will give acid. They are acid derivatives only. COOH. We have COOH here, right? Both of them are at beta position. So which means both of them will come out as carbon dioxide. Decarboxylation will take place. Next, we have seen this uh, at the alpha position with respect to amide, with respect to pyridine. We will see that NH2 will, that CO2 will come out of it, right? This we have seen in the class already. Next, this is an interesting case. Check it out. Suppose if you have COOH on both the sides and another COH here, then what are the different products we can get? Okay. First, on heating, see between these two, if you check it out, it is at beta position only. So it is a malonic form. So first product which it can form is this one, where one COH will be present and one COH will be present up. Okay. Or I can also have like this with one COOH, one COH here, above, one COH above, and one COH here. Got it? 1 second. I forgot. Yeah, I've added in the last, I guess. Yeah, there is one good question I've added in the last. So these two you will get for sure, which is decarboxylation. Acha, along with decarboxylation, we may also get this anhydride form also, because if they are on the same side of the plane, we might get anhydride also. So we would get this one as well, where we have this double bond O with oxygen connected with double bond O with carbon like this. Okay, check this out. So this anhydride would also be formed. Okay, and we may also form anhydride first without disturbing this COH also, correct? So which means same product here, right? But before even decarboxylation step, anhydride may form. We cannot decide on the rate, so we might get all of these products. So possible products, if it was asked, you have to check out this. Okay, all of you got this? Is there any chiral center in all of them? Check out, including stereo. So you mean here this COH is already fixed position here, correct? So I'm already considering because this you cannot change. That COH is the way it is. So we'll get one product here, one product here. This is the one product which can get. This is the one product you will get. So 4 of them. Okay. Any doubt there? Okay. Try the next one now. Next one is also a very good question. See, first hydrolysis, make sure anhydride will become acid. Double bond O, COOH here, COOH here. And on heating, this is beta keto acid. Heating, carbon dioxide will come out. You get double bond O with 2 moles of carbon dioxide. That is undergoing ozonolysis. Okay, and only H2O is mentioned, which means it is oxidative ozonolysis. So which means I will have COOH on this side, COOH on this side, double bond O Okay, and these two carbons, check out, they will become 2CO2. Now here, if you see, this is also becoming beta keto acid. So we will get double bond O, double bond O, plus another 2 CO2. Oh, sorry, 1 second. Yes, I made a mistake. 1 minute. Here we have double bond O and COH is present here. Right. Like this. Okay, so this is not at the beta position, it is at gamma position, alpha, beta, gamma. So here nothing will happen. So only between these two, dehydration will take place. Like this. Okay. Now check this out. This is important. If we go for dehydration, what would happen? H2O will come out of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with oxygen 7-membered ring. Is 7-membered ring preferred? It's not preferred. Rather, decarboxylation is preferred in that case. So which means first we'll go here and this carbon would be present and one of the carbon dioxide will come out here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and the other connection would be from this carbon here, right? Because this CO2 will leave and that will get connected. So we will have a 5-membered ring here with double bond O. So decarboxylation will take place here. So this will be the final product. Please do let me know if you haven't understood that. Next, can you check what are the number of products? This configuration is already fixed. Correct. So see the number of carbons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 carbons. 4 carbons means it can undergo dehydration. So anhydride formation is seen. So anhydride, cyclic anhydride will be formed here. Oxygen like this, double bond O, double bond O. Okay. Now if you see these two methyls which appear to come out of the board, when you put it on the same Fischer projection, this will be opposite to this, right? So which means if this is the way it is, then this will be going inside the board. Okay. And this would have racemic mixture, this would have its enantiomer also. So we will have two products here. Got it? I hope you guys understood that. Right, check out the next one. Next one is also an anhydride form here.
Sir, once again, about one, can you explain?
Which one, beta? Eighth one.
Eighth one.
Okay. So if you try to bring both COH onto the same side, like this will go inside, no? Methyl. Correct. So here you will have an anhydride formation, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, I mean 5, like this. Okay.
Okay, sir.
3, 4. Okay, and these are, I mean, you can see it would have exactly an mirror image of it because you can either make a dehydration from this end or you can make a dehydration from this end. So there's double bond, no? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Take it. Next, check this out. First, on heating, this COH will leave. Okay. So after that, anhydride formation. Any doubt there? Next, see in this case also anhydrate is present on both the sides. First, make all of them acids, COOH, 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 COOH. This is what you will get. This on heating will get succinic acid, COOH, COOH. And after that, you will get succinic anhydride. Similar case. Next one is easy. See, in 12th, got it? This COH is at beta position, but here double bond can't be formed, right? Because this will go through the mechanism where a double bond is formed and then keto will come. So this COH won't be disturbed here. So the final product would be this, with COOH will be intact, double bond will be gone, plus CO2. This side beta, this beta keto acid which is there, this carbon dioxide will be decarboxylated. Okay, this one, is quite familiar question, so you should be able to do this now. Find the number of possible products. These two configuration are fixed already. Here, these two are fixed. These are coming out of the board. One I can get is one COOH coming out of the board, or I can get one COOH going inside the board. So these are the two products I can get.
So 11th one.
11th one easy, better. That's why I didn't do it. COOH
Okay.
double bond plus CO2. Yeah, that was the only one I left. Okay. Right. Next two questions are very interesting. Keep trying with me, okay? See, CH3O- will attack on the active methylene, take away proton. You'll get double bond O minus, and this can undergo nucleophilic substitution. So CH3I by SN2 mechanism, you can remove this. You will get double bond O, and CH3. Okay. This was asked once in JEE and students usually get confused here. Check it out. If you had two equivalents given here, when two equivalents are mentioned, first equivalent would be this, right? First would be double bond O, minus will come here. Again, this hydrogen cannot be removed because this already carries minus charge. So this time, proton will be removed from either this end or this end, whichever is more acidic. Here it is symmetrical, so following this it would become double bond O, minus and minus. Now between these two, if you see which is more nucleophilic site, this one is more nucleophilic site. So if you take CH3, one equivalent here, sorry, okay, CH3I, then if it is one equivalent, it will attack from this end here. So the final product would be double bond O with methyl double bond O. Okay, this is the final product. I hope you guys understood that. Next. This is Hofmann bromamide degradation. Instead of starting with amide, right? Here we have started off with imide, phthalimide or succinamide. So in succinamide, first what would happen? Let us see. Right. So in 15th, you can see first methoxy group will accept a proton from the active methylene position. That when you treat with CH3I will attack here, I minus will leave, and finally you will get this as double bond O and CH3. This is what you will get. Right now, sorry, this was for the above. There are 2 moles given, so let me just reconfirm that. Yeah. So first equivalent will make a carb anion here. Second equivalent cannot make a carb anion here itself, because this hydrogen is with the carb anion form, that cannot be removed. So this hydrogen will be available now. So MEO minus, again extract the proton from here. So we will get double bond O minus minus here, double bond. Then we are reacting with CH3I. Now in this case, check it out, between this carbanion and this carbanion, this is more localized. So this is more nucleophilic. So this will attack, I minus will leave. So it will lead to the product like this, double bond O, double bond O. And whatever the carb anion which is present on hydrolysis, it will get H here. So this will be the final product. I hope all of you got that. See the next one. This one is an imide form. Imides are interesting because first OH minus will attack and remove that proton, and we would get N minus, which on reaction with Br2 will become N-bromosuccinamide. So this is N-bromosuccinamide, which again, if we continue to react with OH minus will attack here, and we will get this as OH, O minus with double bond O, N and Br. As this double bond closes now, this bond will break towards nitrogen, and we will get this as double bond O, OH, double bond O, N, Br, lone pair and negative charge. You can see now again nitrogen, we got to a situation where it can be done Hofmann bromamide degradation. There is a withdrawing group which is bromine. So this alkyl will shift here, right? And this pi, this lone pair will become a pi bond. Thereby we will have this double bond O, OH, and here we'll have N double bond C, double bond O. OH minus will further continue. OH minus will attack here, and on hydrolysis we will get double bond O, OH with NH2 and CO2. I'm writing directly. Again, we don't have to write the mechanism of isocyanate. Right. So final product which you will have, because this is in basic medium, OH minus will take away the proton from the acid. So finally we will have NH2 here. So this will be the final product. Okay. So from 4 carbons, 1, 2, 3, 4, it has reduced to 3 carbons, and it has become an amine group. Okay. So it is an aminoaldehyde. Sorry, amino C double bond O minus, this one, carboxylate. Right. Now idea is, wherever you see imines, right, just remove one of the C double bond O and attach that NH2 and break this bond. The same can be done here in phthalimide also. Okay, everyone try to do that. How we can do in phthalimide, check out. We can have the same problem here also. We can get this as C double bond O, O minus, and here we will directly have NH2 plus Na2CO3. That is a Hofmann bromamide degradation. Just learn the techniques properly. Right. What do we call this? This is anthranic acid. Anthranic acid. Next is an important case. Here it is the same Hofmann bromamide degradation, except there is a methoxy group here, so it is donating. Since it is donate, this carbon position, this will be more active as it is at the para position. So para, here there will be donating groups. So this migration will be better as compared to that of this alkyl migration. Okay, everyone look at this migration will be better towards nitrogen like this rather than this migration going towards nitrogen. Okay, so that's why what you'll observe here, right? So if at all I break the bond, I will break such a way this migration takes place. So which means NH2 should be on para position and CO minus will be on this meta position. Okay, so depending upon whether it is donating or withdrawing, accordingly you will treat. Suppose if the same question is given with NO2 here, phthalimide with NO2 given. Now this time the product would be on the other side because NO2 at the para position is withdrawing, you know, much more withdrawing compared to that of meta position. So therefore, I can say that NH2 will be formed here, CO minus will be formed here with respect to this NO2. Okay. Right. This is an important case, everyone. If you haven't done, just make a note of it. Done. See the next question now. This is easy. Keep doing with me now, everyone. So pH C double bond O. Remind this, if heat was not given, what do? You will only end up at salt. You will write this way, O minus NH4 plus. This is where you will end up. When the heat is given, it will convert into amide. So pH C double bond O NH2 by dehydration. Then Br2OH is being done, which means it is Hofmann bromamide degradation. Okay, happy birthday. So therefore you'll get this as pH NH2 plus Na2CO3. Right, so that will be the final product. Finished on that. Next. See, in Hofmann bromamide degradation, we learned that the chirality doesn't change. This carbon, because you're directly connecting this carbon to nitrogen without breaking any other bonds here. Therefore, just remove that CO and introduce NH2. That's all. OH, CH3, and H. This will be the final product. Next, you see in this Hofmann bromamide degradation. Here first you will do NH2 the way it is. We get Br, CH3, H. Okay. Then in the presence of OH minus, you know that Br can be replaced here. So Br will be replaced. Got it?
So
And yeah, beta.
in class notes you gave first OH minus will come and then
It doesn't matter. It doesn't. There is no rate problem here. Rate is always about that. Okay.
so
This
actually,
is for solving.
which one will happen,
Huh?
sir? Which
What,
one
beta?
will happen first, sir?
Which one will happen first? Okay. See, as long as you have acidic hydrogen, that will always happen first. Got it? Understood.
Okay, sir.
Substitution will happen next, but it doesn't matter as these are not the rate determining steps. Understood? The rate determining step is only the which one? Isocyanate formation. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Right. So idea is we will get this OH, but these are unstable forms. We will immediately get this, and we will have CH3, H, O minus, NH2. This will close as double bond. You remove this, you will get this as CH3, CHO. So in case if you have an alpha halo group present on amides, we will get form aldehyde or ketones. Okay guys, be very careful in the exams. If in case of alpha halo is given, do not end at this product or either this product. It will come up to aldehyde. Right, finished on that. Okay, see the next problem. pH COOH CH2 NH2 CH2 NH2 diazomethane will be this way. This will extract proton first and it will become PHCO minus plus CH3N2 plus. N2 is a good leaving group. It will attack, N2 will leave. So the final product is PHCOOCH3 plus N2. First acid base reaction, then substitution reaction. Okay. MCPBA, Baeyer vinegar oxidation. The one which is more donating will have this combination here. So you can see oxygen will get linked up here. So we will have double bond O this way. So between methyl and ethyl, ethyl will have more migrating aptitude. So oxygen will get inserted at that side. Okay. If you remember Tischenko reaction, through Tischenko also we can get this product. If at all I have 2 moles of CH3CHO and if I react that with Al, any alkoxy group like this, then what did I tell you to remember? The way to remember is first think as if it is forming acid and alcohol, CH3 CH2OH and CH3 CH2 CH2 COOH. Okay, like CaNi0. First make sure these two are formed, then remove OH from here, H from here. That will be the final product, which is CH3 CH2 O connected to double bond O CH2 CH3. So you can see this is the same product as this. Got it? So you can get this through Tischenko also. Everybody understood that? One extra carbon is added. CH3. Oh, I added one extra carbon. Sorry. Only 4 carbons are there. CH3. Yeah. Okay. Next. Phenol and this acyl chloride. Got it? We know that it would have O connection with double bond O and this plus HCl will come out. This is the product formation. Simple SNTD reaction, chlorine will come out of that. Next, anhydrate. When you react with glucose, this is glucose structure. So when we react that with glucose, wherever there are OH groups, all those positions we will have acetate formation. So we will have this 4 with OAC, OAC here, ACO, OAC, OAC, CH2, OAC, CHO, H, H, H and H. So basically 5 moles of ACO are being replacing them. Got it? What is the other product? Will have 5 moles of CH3COOH. Because this is an anhydrate, the other acetyl group will come out as acid. Simple esterification, everyone. To make sure reaction will always stay in the forward direction, we usually use pyridine. Okay, next. See, now benzoic acid and this same thing, we will have esterification here. So we will have pH, C double bond O, O, CH2, CH, and this will be the product. Okay. In the presence of pyridine, the reaction will move in the forward direction and it will become an irreversible reaction. So bromine and then double bond O, OC2H5. plus pyridinium chloride. This is what you will have. Bromide, no, chloride. Got it? Next, see the 28th one. Here also it is the same thing. In acidic medium, it will form an alcohol acid. Again, OH will make a esterification step here. So cyclic ester will be formed. So the cyclic ester which is formed will be like this. Okay. This with R substituted here. Okay. Now the R is at with this position. See the way to read the esters, cyclic esters. Where there is a C double bond O, just next to that we say it is an alpha position, then it is beta, then it is gamma. So we say this is gamma alkyl, okay, and cyclic esters are called as lactones. So this is gamma alkyl lactone. Here also it is the same gamma alkyl, here also it is alkyl lactone with one CH2 extra. So which means it will have a 6-membered ring now. Bond O like this with R here. Now this is alpha, beta, gamma, delta. So this will be delta alkyl lactone. Finished? Right. Next, hydrolysis of esters. When we have an ester, how do we hydrolyze that? See, I told you that if you have a bulky group on this side, bond will break from this end. Okay, let's see how it happens. First, protonation is to be done. OH, we have O here with H plus carbon and 3 alkyl group, so which is methyl here, so 3 methyl groups like this. Now incoming nucleophile becomes very difficult to approach. Water will become very difficult to approach because of the bulkiness here. So it will break here itself, it will break to this point, right, and it will make double bond OH acid plus trimethyl carbocation. Okay, because the carbocation can become stable, so this is what we will have to do. Okay, right. Now in this there is only one molecule which is involved, and wherever the bond breaking happens, alkyl or acyl, both will be the rate determining step. This is the RDS. So what happened here, we took an acid and we broke the alkyl group and oxygen bond. So this is called as alkyl breaking, and only one molecule was involved. So molecularity is 1. So the type of mechanism we say is AAL1. Okay. So from here further reaction will take place, react with water to get Me thrice COH. So final products are these two, this alcohol, acid and this alcohol, and the type of mechanism is this one. Okay. Everybody understood that? Anybody has a doubt? Please do ask now. Okay. See the next mechanism, next question. Now in this side is the alkyl group now. Tert alkyl is here, right? So therefore, now when the reaction happens, first Me thrice C, Me thrice C with C double bond O, okay, and we have OH plus and R here. Because this side it is bulky and also it can become stable carbocation, the bond will break to this side. And bond breaking of acyl and alkyl always be the rate determining step. Okay. So what is it breaking now? You are breaking an acyl bond, right, in an acid catalyzed mechanism, and only one molecule is involved. So it will be AAC1 type of mechanism. And what is the product formed here? Me thrice C, C double bond O plus ROH. Now this can actually give the product here itself, okay, or it can further form carbocation Me3C plus carbon monoxide, or it can form an acid here also. So both products will be observed. Again, with H2O, it can form Me3OH.
Yes, sir.
Yes, beta.
Sir, are the names important, AAC1 and AAL1?
Which one? Type of mechanism. Honestly, it's not in the syllabus, but only once it was asked. So that's why I'm mentioning. Okay. I don't think that will be asked. At least in the last 10 years, they haven't asked. Okay.
Okay.
Next. Check out this in acidic medium. This also we have discussed in the class. This is also bulky group. I'm directly writing the product. So here we will have C double bond O plus MEOH, and this can give an acid also. What do we call this acid? Do you remember the name for this? Alcohol. I think this is called metallic acid. Macetyl, it will come from macetyl group, right? These are the products we will have. Okay. Same type of a mechanism, AAC1 mechanism. This is a regular one. These are the regular cases. Whatever we have discussed, these three are, cases where you have bulkiness. These are regular cases. In regular cases, we will first have.
Sir,
Beta.
in 32, why will the alcohol form? The carbocation is not stable.
Sorry, this will form. Sorry. Thank you. Right. So we will have pH C double bond O here, right? And O, we have H plus here and C2H5. Now H2O will attack here first through SNTD mechanism. We'll get pH COH OH, and this would be C2H5 plus, right? Now the lone pair will support here. This group will go, and we will get this as acid pH COOH plus C2H5OH. So in the slow step where the bond breaking is happening here, you can see both molecules have been involved here. So this mechanism is AC, acyl breaking twice. Molecularity is 2. Okay. In case if it is a base, in base directly OH minus will attack here C2H5, and after SNTD C2H5O minus will be relieved. We will get this as OH, right? And since it is in base, product will be PHCO minus plus C2H5OH. In base also, in basic medium, you will definitely see nucleophile is involved here. So we will have base Ba twice. Okay. Acyl breaking and twice. Okay. In case of basic hydrolysis for esters, withdrawing groups will always help the delta positive charge on carbon. So better attack and faster rate it will be. So better the more the withdrawing group, better will be the rate. Okay. These two are repeated. You guys can just do that again. Now coming to this acid cases. Have you tried them? We didn't get time, I guess. So we'll do that now. So you write product by product here. RC double bond OCl, everyone. You just have to keep practicing. These are all the repeated reactions. Let's see. First one, hydrolysis will always give us acid. Second, ammonolysis, ROCH2, NH2. Third one, ester formation, okay, with H plus. But sorry, this is not an acid, not needed. Next, CH3NH2, we'll get this as R, C double bond O, NH, CH3, right? Here we'll have R, C double bond O, NH, and with two methyl groups here. This will be the product. Here we will get R, C double bond O, connection with O, double bond O, CH3. So we are getting anhydride, right? R dash O minus, this is also an ester formation. So R, C double bond O, O, R dash. Just think the nucleophile is going, removing Cl minus. Do the same thing for all of them. These are all SNTD reactions only. Okay. N3 minus, first we'll have R, C double bond O, N3, correct? Now when the heat is given, let me just remind you, this was Curtis reaction, if you recall. So what happened here? First we had N triple bond N plus and minus. This is N3 minus. So Wolff rearrangement can take place if the heat is provided. So this will happen to form isocyanate. So first isocyanate is formed. So I'm just sorry, RC double bond O NH N3, and from here isocyanate is formed and double bond C double bond O. Further, if water was given, it will convert into amines. If water is being provided, it will become RNH2. Okay, remember Curtis reaction. Next, palladium barium sulfate H2 with acid chlorides, we get as aldehydes. What do we call them? Rosenmund's reduction. This is Rosenmund's reduction. With dibal H, lower, I mean at a very low temperature, we know that this will also form aldehyde. Okay, R2CD, this is also a very poor, I mean it's a very weak nucleophile, so it cannot go beyond aldehydes or ketones. So reaction will end up at ketones. Okay. Any doubt here? Please check this. Right. Next, go to this anhydrate cases. In case of anhydrate beta, right? First, we can see in H2SO4, OH will come here, right? Bond will break towards one side, and C double bond O plus will be present, which will act like an electrophile, and it get attacked on the para position of this phenol. Like that, it will happen 2 times, and we'll get phenolphthalein. Just recall what is the structure of phenolphthalein. Double bond O. Like this, it will be with phenyl groups on both the sides here, OH and OH. This is phenolphthalein. Next, with lithium aluminum hydrate, all carboxylic acids will undergo reduction. We will get this as CH2OH. Here also we'll get this as CH2OH. This will be the product with lithium aluminum hydrate. Okay. Next, anhydrite with, primary amine, simple amine, and amide. Amines are much more reactive than amide, so they will attack as a nucleophile. We will get the product. This was a JE question, previous year question. So we will have this as NH, C double bond O, CH3 and double bond O NH2. This would be the product. Let me know if anybody has a problem with that. Next one. Which of the following anhydrides on will give anhydride on heating? Okay. Right. So check this out. We have 1, 2, 3. Okay. 4 carbons. When you have 4 carbons, this is succinic acid. 4 carbons. Succinic acid which can give 5-membered ring. So 5-membered ring is always preferred, right? 5 or 6-membered ring is preferred. So therefore, it would go for dehydration, making an succinic anhydride. So yes, this would definitely give anhydrate form. Now, for anhydrate ring formation, I mean, if you have 2 OH group on the same molecule, the ring formation is mandatory. Here, this COH and COH are cis and trans to each other. So they cannot make any anhydrate form. Here, this is like a succinic acid only, COOH, CH2, CH2, COOH. So here ring formation is definitely feasible. Alright, so this will definitely form anhydride. Now here, as long as we are in a gauche position, you can say this is axial and this is equatorial. If you have axial and equatorial, in the gauche position, ring formation can be seen. Okay, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and here you can have a oxygen linkage. Right? So in the gauche position, definitely we can see anhydride formation is weird. As long as this one COOH and COH, here also this is gauche position. Okay, this check out carefully. This is cis, this is trans. Okay, this was asked once in JEE 2012, I guess, where cis trans were mentioned. You know, even if it is a trans, as long as it is in equatorial position, both of them are in equatorial position, they are gauche only to each other. When they are gauche, definitely it will form an anhydride. But if they are trans with both axial, now they cannot form. Okay, now they definitely cannot form anhydride. So this won't be the case. These two are correct. Okay. Phthalic anhydride. Yes, beta.
Ring flipping, sir.
Which one, beta?
That one, the third one, second row. It will flip.
No, he has given. Yeah, he is given in this fashion only. Okay. Molecules were given in conformers were given. Okay.
Okay, sir.
If he were asked like this, then you would say yes only, na beta. If it was given OH and COOH, right, then you will say just simply yes. But if he specifically puts the conformer, then you will say for this conformer, no. Rest of the conformers, yes. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Next, isothalic acid, no. Ring formation is not very much feasible here. Okay. Well, if it was, suppose if this was like this. Okay. We had COOH and COOH. Now, is it possible? Now, can it form? Cyclohexane. In the case of cyclohexane, we are checking.
Yes.
Right. Now, it will form because it can form from the top here and oxygen can be linked here. So, but if you have it as a benzene form, then it is not possible. Okay. Just now somebody has messaged me about this type of a question. So remember this. Yeah, this will give, not this one. Next. Here, oxalic acid. Oxalic acid on heating, what do we get, beta? We simply get CO, CO2 and H2O. Okay. Even if you treat with concentrated H2SO4 at around 60 degrees, then also you'll get the same. Okay. HCOH, obviously this does not take 2 moles and forms an anhydride or anything here, right? So it will simply form CO and H2O. Okay, CO and H2, sorry. CO and H2O. Next, This is malic and malic acid, right? Malic acid is the cis form of it. This will definitely give. This is fumaric acid, trans form. This won't give. Okay. If it is a alkyne group, so it will be straight chain. Here it is very difficult for formation. No anhydride formation. What about here at the alpha hydroxy acid? What do we get? We get cyclic esters, not anhydrides. So even this is incorrect. Malonic acid on heating, what do we get? We'd get decarboxylation. So we'll get this as CH3, C double bond O, okay, H plus CO2. Everybody got this? Right? Should not make mistakes in this. Okay. Next. These are very generic questions. I took some generic questions which are combination of both aldehyde ketones and carboxylic acids. See, this is more of a Grignard's and carboxylic acid reactions, right? So first we will have MgCl formation, Grignard's reagent. Then this pH MgCl will attack on carbon dioxide to form pH C double bond O, O minus MgX, which on hydrolysis will get benzoic acid. Okay, I think all of you know that. Next, you see this one with aryl chloride and alkyl chloride. If both of them react in the presence of sodium and ether, what do we get? This is Wurtz-Fittig reaction. Wurtz-Fittig reaction would give us this toluene. Toluene on oxidation. Toluene on oxidation will get benzoic acid. So we'll get benzoic acid as B here. Then SOCl2 form. SOCl2 we will get this as acid chloride, COCl. NH3 ammonolysis. So we will get this as CONH2. Okay. And now it is happy birthday reaction, right? So what do we get? The final product would be NH2, aniline. So this sequence also has been asked quite a number of times. Okay, this type of sequence. Either you would be starting with benzene or something, and then the flow will come up to aniline. After aniline also actually the reaction is there, that we'll see in the next chapter. For this, right? Any doubt here? Okay. See next one. If we have a double bond reacting with SiO2, right? It is an allylic oxidation, so we'll get CH, CH, CH and OH. Next, with PCC, what do we get? We'll get double bond won't get disturbed. We will get this as CHO. This one is Tollens reagent. What does Tollens reagent do? Tollens reagent will make it pH, CH double bond CH and COO minus, which on hydrolysis will become acid. So this is cinnamic acid, CHCOOH. So cinnamic acid. Right. So just let us just recall about Tollens once again. Tollens reagent and Fehling's reagent, everyone. Okay. All types of aldehydes, Tollens will give. Right. All types of aldehyde. All right. Next, aldehyde or keto, which is alpha hydroxy, that will always give Tollens test. All right. HCOOH gives Tollens test. Okay. C double bond NH, this one, oxime will give, or hydroxylamine, that will give. And what else? If we just recall, CHO, Glazol, that will also give. Hemiacetal, good. So hemiacetal is a good case. OH and OR. This will give, got it? Acid and alcohol is present like this. Then also aldehyde is present. Then also it will give, got it? Here it may be connected to something else. But as long as we have an aldehyde, even if there is an acid, sorry, not here. Okay, so this way, if you have, as long as we have an aldehyde, the reaction will give. Next, suppose, sorry, this one. If we have catechol, this will also give. Okay, aryl groups, CHO, this will also give. I guess all of you clear on this? Acha, triple bond, sorry. Triple bond. It will give Tollens test, but it does not give silver mirror test. Okay.
Sir, what will catechol give as product, sir?
Catechol will give us quinone. Okay, orthoquinone. This one.
Okay, sir.
Right. Acha, tell me about failings also, fatafat. Okay, so I'll take another color. This is failings test. Failings reagent. Yeah, first one yes, second one yes, third one yes. This one is yes. This one is yes. This one is no. This one is yes. This one is yes. What is the color here with failings?
Red.
Red. Good. So this one no. This one yes. Okay. Failing and Benedict are same. You don't have to worry about that. Yeah. So you should be able to figure out that. Okay. Glucose yes. Fructose yes. Sucrose no. Sucrose is an acetal. So in case if I'll just write down that also, OR and OR dash. Any acetal form, big no. Next, see the eighth one now. Alkene. Alkene when you treat with HBr, anti-Markovnikov addition. So we'll get Br here, and this will be, I'll write ABCD properly here. So A is Br here, and B will be Grignard's reagent, Mg. Right, MgCl. Okay. Then C, CO2. With CO2, we'll have COOH formation. Right, so that will be the final product. Next, here we just discussed this already. These two cases we just discussed. 11th, check out 11th here. What do we get? First, right, A would be RCH2 C double bond O NH2 amide formation. Okay, heat is given now, so you don't end up at salt. You will go up to amide. Then Hoffman bromide degradation. So we'll get RCH2 NH2. Okay, that on HNO2. What do we get? Diazonium salt. Okay, diazonium salt won't be stable. Alkyl diazonium salt is unstable, and he's asking major product. What is a major product there? Alcohol. If nothing is mentioned, just take alcohol. All right. Alcohol on oxidation will give acids. This will be the final product. I hope you guys understood that.